Hello, and welcome. It is Tuesday, December 1st, 2020, and this is Truly News. As we begin this new day, let's start by increasing your knowledge and expanding your insights with a review of today's news. As always, we begin with a look at the top stories from around the country. And here are the stories that are leading the news today. COVID surges, vaccine nears. Biden builds his team. Election results certified. After a month with 4.2 million new cases of COVID, Americans start December hoping to get a vaccine before the end of the year. Moderna, BioNTech, and Pfizer have all requested approval to begin distribution of their vaccines. In the meantime, the Department of Transportation says that it is ready to begin immediate mass shipment. Biden plans to name his top economic advisors today. He already named Janet Yellen, the former head of the Federal Reserve, as his nominee for Treasury Secretary. He also named Neera Tanden to head the Office of Management and Budget. So, the question is, how much resistance Biden will get when his nominees face a vote in the Senate? In other picks for key positions, Biden is reportedly vetting several individuals for key environmental positions. He has named former Senator and Secretary of State, John Kerry, the climate envoy, which is a cabinet-level position. He is now supposedly considering several environmental justice leaders for other high-level positions. In other news, the Wisconsin Elections Commission has confirmed the election results, with Biden winning the state after 2 recounts in key counties. On Monday, the state of Arizona also officially certified Biden as the winner of the presidential election in that state. With legal challenges still occurring, Biden is well beyond the threshold of victory. And that's your top news today. Now, in our look beyond the main headlines, let's begin with the latest advances in science, technology, and space exploration. In science news, young alligators are able to regrow their tails. A new report in the journal Scientific Reports, by scientists from Arizona State University, reveals that some alligators can regrow their tails. It has always been known that smaller reptiles, like lizards, can regrow tails. However, it was not known whether larger reptiles, like alligators, share this trait. New research shows that younger alligators can regrow their tails, but only to a limited extent. In technology news, Amazon announces $500 million in employee bonuses. As the holiday season gets into full swing, with Black Friday and Cyber Monday, Amazon is trying to keep workers happy with the announcement of $500 million in bonuses. The bonuses will be split between frontline and part-time employees, with frontline employees receiving $300 million of the bonuses. The announcement comes at a time when Amazon is facing worker strikes in multiple countries. In space news, largest solar flare in several years kicks off new source cycle. On Sunday, the sun unleashed its largest solar flare in several years. The eruptions of electromagnetic energy sent radiation into space, and that radiation can affect electronics and life on Earth. However, this most recent eruption was not a cause for alarm. The flare ranked 4.4 on a scale of 1 to 9. The flare was part of a new solar cycle that began last month. Each solar cycle lasts approximately 11 years. And that is your science, technology, and space news for today. Now we look at the latest in health, social, and environmental news. In health news, CDC Advisory Group meets to consider first phase of vaccine distribution. The Center for Disease Control's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices will meet today. The group is responsible for providing recommendations to the CDC on when vaccinations will begin and who will be vaccinated first. The group's agenda, which was released Friday, shows the primary focus of the meeting will be defining the Phase 1 rollout and setting up monitoring. In social news, young people around the world feel unfairly stereotyped as irresponsible. A new study of younger individuals between the ages of 14 and 18 across 7 countries shows that young people feel frustrated by a sense that they are seen as irresponsible. Across different cultures, young people share a common sense that they are viewed as irresponsible based on their social decisions during the pandemic. Most feel that the irresponsible stereotype is unfair. In environmental news, the Amazon rainforest sees a significant increase in deforestation. On Monday, the government of Brazil released data that showed deforestation in the Amazon reached a 12-year high in 2020. The increase seems to be the result of President Jair Bolsonaro's agenda of decreasing environmental protections. In 2020 alone, the world's largest rainforest saw a 10% increase in the destruction of habitat when compared to the previous year, an area equal to 2.7 million acres. And that is your health, social, and environmental news for today. Now, it is time for our look at economic and world news. In economic news, tight supply and high prices caused pending home sales to fall in October. On Monday, the National Association of Realtors released their monthly pending home sales report. The release showed that contracts on homes fell for the first time in months. The decrease is seen as a sign that the residential real estate market may be cooling. The reversal is likely due to high prices and tight supply, which have peaked recently. In October, the number of homes for sale was 20% below 2019. In world news, the Catholic Church moves Christmas celebrations online to combat COVID. In an effort to promote responsible celebrations, the Vatican has announced that it will move Advent and Christmas masses online. Weeks after Pope Francis declared that services would be moved back online, the Catholic Church has decided to extend its efforts to combat COVID through the holidays. The move will actually expand the number of people who can take part in masses by making them available to people virtually. And that is your economic and world news for today. To wrap things up, we take a look at your entertainment options with newly released movies, shows, and books. The newly released movies. Today's movie is Superintelligence. A powerful superintelligence chooses to study Carol, the most average person on Earth. Superintelligence is now showing on HBO Max. The newly released shows. Today's show is Voices of Fire. Bishop Ezekiel Williams, the uncle of singer Pharrell Williams, attempts to establish the world's best gospel choir. Voices of Fire is now showing on Netflix. Finally, in entertainment news, our newly published book is No Time Like the Future by Michael J. Fox. The actor discusses the challenges he has faced with Parkinson's disease that caused him to reassess his outlook. This book is presently number 4 on the New York Times nonfiction bestseller list. And that is your entertainment news for today. As always, we end our podcast with hope for humanity, stories about the goodness and kindness that people show each other every day. And here is today's story. Today is Giving Tuesday, a day when people celebrate the spirit of giving. Today is the unofficial holiday known as Giving Tuesday. The Day of Giving was started 8 years ago by New York's 92nd Street Y, in partnership with the United Nations Foundation. Since Giving Tuesday has become so popular and large, the individual who created the event, Asha Curran, helped start a nonprofit last year just to focus on the annual event. Major companies and organizations are supporters, including the world's largest nonprofit, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So, today, try to think of something that you can do to share in this annual spirit of giving. And that is your news for December 1st, 2020. Have a wonderful day.